Melique Berger, thank you so much for speaking with the Nerds of Color today. How are
I
you?
I am so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. I am well.
Yeah, just it's so great to be talking to you. I love your work in Pokémon Horizons, which,
Thank you.
by the way, is such a great anime overall. And I think fans, I think were trepidatious at first about giving it a chance, but generally the Pokemon Company seems to be doing this new thing with this new approach of every new series being for each new generation, which is starkly different from Ash and Friends. So
Sure.
what do you think the benefits are of this overall approach to the Pokemon anime now?
Well, we have to grow with the times and we have to start understanding that there are a lot of people that are very different in the world, and everybody should be able to watch animation, and see themselves represented. For a very long time, we didn't have that, and we do now. And it's just, I'm so proud of the franchise. I'm honored to be a member of the Pokemon family and to be Ryme. Come on. That's the dream right there. That's the dream.
Yeah,
Living it.
absolutely. And you've your own career has been so rooted in Black representation. If fans don't know, you were the voice of Coffee all the way back in Cowboy Bebop,
Yes, I am.
all the way to now with playing Ryme in Pokemon Horizons. So, with Ryme specifically, what was it like to be able to play a character in which you're infusing rap and Black culture into it? And just out of curiosity, were there any particular rappers that inspired your performance?
My major inspiration was Queen Latifah, always and forever. All hail the Queen. And because I'm 55 years old, and this is my generation. This is my genre of hip hop. So I'm an OG. This is where I come from, and that they allowed me to do me. And it's always Latifah, always, always, and it's always just real hip hop, true hip hop. That's what she needed. That's what was called for. And that's what I gave. And I will continue to give. And I'm very happy to know that a new generation of hip hop ingenue will hear where we're from. So I just wanted to represent real.
Yeah. No, you did it so well.
Thank you.
Yeah, and more talking more about Pokemon generally. So, I've been a Pokemon fan since I was 5 years old. Since I played Pokemon Blue, I like to consider myself an OG.
There you go. There you
And
go.
just yeah, it's just that it has such amazing endurance for all generations, like we were talking about previously. So, for you, what are the best messages of the Pokemon franchise, and what do you think the best messages are from Pokemon Horizons?
I really love my relationship with Roy specifically, that he didn't just get a break. It was you need to train and come back when you're ready. So Rhyme's not here to play with you. Rhyme's not here to pat you on the back and just give you a pass. And I think that it's important for the new generations to know no one's handing you anything. Work, work and work hard, whatever it is. You will feel better. You will be a better person. You will be a more well-rounded and grounded person. And I think that that's what Pokemon is doing. He came back and he did it. He did it. Roy did it. And I was just I think that it's growth. Just keep growing. And I've always noticed with the franchise, it grows because things change. And we are not behind as a franchise. We're not behind the times. We're in it. We're front running it. So to me,
Yeah,
couldn't ask for more. I'm very, very proud. Some of my
yeah.
proudest work.
Oh, it's just so good. Uh, I guess I want to go back to talking about excuse me, that's my other computer. To talk about representation in Pokemon and anime writ large. So
Mhm.
I already mentioned you voice Coffee and Cowboy Bebop, and it seems like it's been overall a long path for excuse me, sorry, 1 minute. I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay.
It seems like it's been a long path for Black representation in anime generally. So,
Mm.
where do you see Black representation in the anime space improving overall? And, obviously with your own portrayal of Ryme, and what more is needed?
Opportunity. Opportunity is needed. And it's changing. I've been behind the mic for 36 years. I've been a working actor for 53 of those years. And being Black, Jewish, queer, I'm married to a trans man. I am, there's a grant somewhere. So I just see that as representation grows, as new writers have the opportunity, all kinds of ethnic writers, all kinds of writers of different gender. Everybody has room at the table. And I was just talking about this recently. There is enough work for all of us. So let's just start giving people their fair shot. I have been busting this ceiling open my entire career. From Coffee, Naruto, Mrs. Pancakes, Melissa Scary, Jacqueline, like any of my characters, they've all just been these very interesting, amazing characters. Even what I'm doing right now with Fairly Odd Parents by Vio Azalea, like she's a demigoddess. Okay, yeah, because I do stuff like that. But it's because I have the opportunity and it's not just me. So I know that things are changing and they are changing for the better. And that's what's up. Because trust me,
Absolutely.
everybody has a voice and everybody deserves to speak. And see yourself,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
that's what I'm about. And I'm never going to stop fighting.
Exactly. I really do feel this myself that it's a proverbial genie in a bottle. And no matter how many others will try to like clamp down on that or quote unquote DEI, actual DEI, which is important, but
Right.
the lambasting that they do, we're here. All of us are here to stay.
For
And that's
sure.
so, so important. Uh, I also want to ask you, so I understand that you also voiced in another major Nintendo franchise, Kaysa, the Great Fairy in
Yes, I did.
Hyrule Warriors. And what was that experience like? And by the way, I just want to say, like, I've always loved the fairies because, like, I they're just like a calming presence, They're like, especially with their music and stuff. And just
Sure.
so for you, what was it like voicing Kesa? I'd love to know more.
First of all, you have no idea what job it is you've booked when you get into the booth. And I got into the booth, and the president of Nintendo was in one ear, and there were some great Japanese guys in the other ear. And then they told me what I was going to do. And, she is also a woman of color. She is a black fairy, a great black fairy. And when to give her voice when she's never spoken, these are those moments when you're just you take a deep breath and you just put your feet in the ground and go. And I flew all the way to the heavens and back on that one. And I tried to give all of those Legend of Zelda's Hyrule Warrior fans, I tried to give my everything. And I left it on the mat for that. I definitely left it on the mat.
Yeah,
It's an
once
honor.
absolutely. Once again, you're part of pioneering this black representation in the Zelda franchise as well as the Pokemon franchise. And Nintendo really does seem to be at the forefront so much of this.
Oh, for sure.
And yeah, what's the experience generally like of working with Nintendo, with the Pokemon company? And yeah, what's some behind the scenes you can give for our watchers?
First of all, Lisa Ortiz is brilliant. I mean, there's no way around it. I've never worked with a finer director in my life. I love her. And I love that she gave me the opportunity to stretch and do me. Nintendo is fantastic. They treat us beautifully. And also Netflix, terrific. I never have this. There's nothing wrong to say. I wouldn't be doing this. This wouldn't be my life's work if there was anything wrong to say. I was very blessed to be born super talented. And we did something with it. This was an accident for me. When I was 19, I was done. I was like, I'm not doing on camera anymore. I'm done. I'm doing free theater and I'm going to be in a punk rock band. And my mentor, my mother was an agent. My mother was a big commercial agent. And my mentor, Jeff Howell, who was running the voiceover department at the agency, was like, hey, can you do some partner reads? I said no. And he goes, come in the booth. And I booked 3 national network spots that day. And I went, oh, so it's okay to be Black and Jewish and queer and curvy and funny and pretty all at the same time. So voiceover was, it not only changed my life, but it saved my life as an artist, as a creative. And all I want to do is give back to my community. And that's what I do every single day. I have cracked this door open and I will keep cracking it, cracking ceilings, opening doors, whatever it is that I can do to give back, I will. And that's it.
Absolutely. That's so wonderful to hear. And I've always felt like voice actors, y'all are seriously underrated. Y'all deserve all the biggest opportunities and the biggest films that are coming out. Not to throw any shade, but I've been disappointed at times when there's a major film coming out and they don't go for someone like you or Jennifer Hale or Gray Delisle, etc.
I appreciate
It's
that. You know,
it's
Grace, that's one of my best girls right there. So yes, no,
she's
I appreciate that.
amazing. She's
That's
just
she's my
like
everything right there. So no, it's like, and we're real tight. We're a tight knit community, and but we always we're the open. We are so open. Our arms are so open for newer voice actors, and that's why there's conference. That's why it's not just about going to cons. It's not just about. It's about like really reaching out to us. We answer people's emails all the time. I'm on social media all the time. You have a question? Come talk to me. Because I have nothing to lose by telling you the truth. Because someone told me the truth one day. So if I don't play that forward and give it back, I just have to recycle goodwill and good juju and just keep it coming, keep it coming. So there are more rhymes, you know. So a 6-year-old girl that's watching her right now that might be questioning some things can go, I could do that. Or boy, or them, or they, or whoever,
hmm
because there is room.
Yeah.
And I just think that we're fighting the right fight. We are
hmm
fighting the good cause, and we have the talent to back it up.
1000%. And then they'll watch something like this interview and they'll learn how Rhyme was inspired by Queen Latifah and check out Queen Latifah movies. And this is like something I often say is that often there's like a notion of quote unquote scarcity
Mm,
in terms of representation when absolutely not. It's an
no,
ecosystem. We
there
keep
you go.
feeding each other and the stories and the representation. And yeah, Malik, you're doing fantastic work in Pokemon Horizons and
Thank
across your
you.
illustrious career. It's such an honor to speak to you
Thank you.
today. Thank you so, so much again for speaking with the Nerds of Color. And again, congratulations on Rhyme and all of your success, and can't wait for more.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I hope to see everybody at cons soon.
Yes.
So we're gonna be out walking around those rooms.
Hope you come to
Okay.
Awesome Con here in DC, by the way.
Hey, call a girl, I'm up. Let me do
Absolutely.
it. But stay in touch and thank you so much for taking your time and speaking to me. I'm
Oh,
very honored.
this was my
Truly.
honor. Thank you so much, Malik. Take care.
In the lectures, fanboys, professional artists, and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC.